Now that the much-awaited Season 5 is out, fans are already asking about when Season 6 of Cobra Kai is going to be here. Why does one actor want the show to end? What happened in the last episode of Season 5? Here's everything we know, until now, about Cobra Kai Season 6, the coming chapter of the Karate Kid saga on Netflix, from its plot, cast members' release date, and other details. First off, when will it be released? For now, we don't have an official release date, but it's probable we could see Cobra Kai Season 6 by the time 2023 wraps up, if not early 2024. The time between Season 4 and Season 5 definitely shocked fans across the globe because it's the least amount of downtime between fresh episodes on Netflix. But we do know that the show's writers are hard at work on coming up with the next set of adventures. John Hurwitz confirmed that they haven't written Season 6 yet, but the co-creator has plenty of ideas in their head about the direction they want the show to take. Speaking to US Weekly, series lead Ralph Macchio revealed that Season 6 had not officially been picked up yet. For now, that's the truth, but the actors have a good feeling that the show's not over yet. They're going to continue it and take it where needed. The Karate Kid star said that it's going to be fun and real, and he thinks there's many ways they can go every season, whether you bring in Elizabeth Shue in Season 3 or Tamlyn Tomita as Kumiko. Now, what about the cast? Though Season 6 still remains to be written, we know for sure that William Zabka and Ralph Macchio will be coming back as Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso, respectively. We also predict we're going to be seeing the return of series regulars such as Mary Mouser, Zolo Maradroina, Tanner Buchanan, and Jacob Bertram. Terry Silver, played by Thomas Ian Griffith, is probably going to return too, as our heroes and villains prepare themselves for the Sakai Takai tournament. The future of Peyton List remains vague for the moment, but considering how the actress told Variety that they're just taking it season by season, but she also said they all look extremely different in every season, and she has no idea how they're going to tackle that. She said that they'll all be graduating in the next season, and she has no clue how they're going to manage to drag the show after that. But what will happen in Season 6? Plot details for Season 6 are still uncertain because the writers are currently working on formulating the future of the show. On the other hand, we do know that Season 5 has set down the foundations for the largest tournament in Cobra Kai's history. The Sakai Takai is definitely way larger than All Valley Karate tournaments. With Terry Silver looking forward to taking the dojo's brand up to an international scale, it'll take every bit of courage and every Miyagi-Do teaching to sweep Silver's leg. Ralph Macchio and William Zabka are both looking forward to making a return to the big screen too. There's also been a trilogy of movies proposed for the future. Let's talk about the last episode. While we wait for the next season, let's take a look back at everything that went down in the last episode. Kreese got stabbed while in prison. He has accepted defeat and is just waiting for death. When Daniel's limousine stops, we can obviously tell that Mike was the man who kidnaps the hostages. He's super angry at Daniel, but Daniel thinks the guy who should be blamed here is Terry. Even though Daniel was super against the idea chosen, Mike and Johnny end up attacking Terry. They leave Daniel behind and exit the scene. The Miyagi-Do teenagers then take a trip to Cobra Kai to get back the damning video of Terry hitting Stingray, but they discover that it's already been taken care of. When the trio show up to attack Terry at his home, his senseis protect him. Then Terry is challenged to a sword duel by Chosen, who gets defeated and injured too. Johnny defends himself off a group of senseis single-handedly. The entire group of the Cobra Kai students fling their shirts at Terry by way of protest after Daniel beats Terry in a fight. Terry has been detained, and then the last thing we see is Kreese disguised as a doctor, and he's breaking out of prison. Turns out that his stabbing was actually planned, and it looks like it worked because he makes it. Do we want to see a Season 6? You can definitely argue a reason for Cobra Kai to wrap up quickly if the show is renewed. We see how the karate fights on the show often morph into these big, life-threatening conflicts of rage, something that the show itself is made fun of. While we love how the authors are well aware of it, the same winking trick can only be used a certain number of times before it turns into a habit and gets predictable. We were given hints of a worldwide competition called the Sakai Takai, meaning Season 6 does have the promise for excitement, and we'd love to see a new competition. Honestly speaking, we fans are going to be given more than enough time to say goodbye to our favorite characters if the next season goes on just a little bit longer. Unless it gravely misrepresents the characters and their true feelings, a horrible season of Cobra Kai won't ruin the show's reputation, but would be pretty disappointing. But Zolo's actually right when he observes that it's better to finish things on a good note instead of giving everyone a sorry explanation of how the show went downhill. It seems that everyone linked to the spin-off knows just how crucial that is from all accounts. It's always better to finish a consistently good show early at a good time instead of dragging it on and on until it's barely recognizable anymore. We can name plenty of shows like that and would rather not have Cobra Kai be given the same treatment. Next up, we have one actor who hopes the show ends soon. While the fans anxiously await for Season 6, Cobra Kai star Zolo Maradroina talked about why he feels the Karate Kid spinoff should really end soon. He plays the character of Miguel Diaz and has managed to portray quite the journey. In the latest installment of the series, meaning Season 5, Miguel takes a trip to meet his biological father and has to deal with some turbulence in his relationship with Samantha, played by Mary Mouser. But by the end, he discovers that he's actually in a good place, both as a teenager and a dojo fighter trying to make their way in the world. Generally, the spin-off tries to give happy endings to most of its protagonists. That might well have been a planned choice, given the currently somewhat vague status of Cobra Kai Season 6. Netflix still has to officially declare a renewal, and although there is an agreement from both the crew and the cast that the story isn't done yet, there's also a feeling from the fanbase that the end could be near. For his part, Maridueña knows why that might be needed. He came as a guest on the Big Thing podcast and was questioned how long Cobra Kai could continue before we start to see an obvious drop in quality. Maridueña, who is next set to star in the superhero movie Blue Beetle, replied honestly and said the series probably has just one more great season left in it. The actor explained his statement and said that would mean, hypothetically, that a Cobra Kai Season 6 would still be as great, but a Season 7 would probably be just good. But overall, Maridueña understands that it would be far better for Cobra Kai not to wear out its welcome and keep churning out seasons just because of not wanting to end the show. We already know Johnny Lawrence's ending. Cobra Kai Season 5 neatly tied up many storylines, and it also paved the way for Johnny Lawrence's perfect ending. Besides the Sakai Takai and Kreese's comeback, there are not a whole lot of plot lines left for a yet-to-be-announced Cobra Kai Season 6 to show. If Season 6 turns out to be the last one, then the show already has everything it needs to give Johnny Lawrence an ending that would honor his entire Cobra Kai arc. In Cobra Kai Season 5, we saw Johnny and Carmen discover that they're going to have a baby, and this development returned the theme of fatherhood back to Johnny's story, saying that the only reason why Johnny became a sensei in the first place was so he could help Miguel in a way that he didn't help Robbie. Johnny's most practical ending in Cobra Kai would be for him to become a good father as much as he is a good sensei. Johnny's gotten a second chance, not only with Robbie and Miguel, but also with his new kid. The show has followed Johnny Lawrence through the ups and downs of life, but now that he has a family and is about to once more become a father, Johnny's going to have to become the greatest version of himself, both as a sensei and as a dad. The story could have been super different. Now that Cobra Kai is dealing with worldwide tournaments, possibly deadly battles, and characters from the first 3 Karate Kid movies, it's easy to forget that the show originally started as Johnny Lawrence's story. Cobra Kai's initial selling point was simple, yet interesting. It asked the question, what if we got to hear the story told from Johnny's point of view rather than Daniel's? Over 3 decades later, the bully who had lost the All Valley to Daniel was now living by himself despite having a family, wasn't doing well financially either, and had no prospects in life. Cobra Kai Season 1 toys with the idea that losing the All Valley to Daniel's crane kick is what kickstarted Johnny's bad luck. But the show quickly tells us that there was more to Lawrence's issues than just a karate loss 30 years ago. By bringing in Johnny's son, Robbie Keane, Cobra Kai showed us that Johnny had turned into a father at a very young age, and that he had failed both Robbie's mother and his son. The show also added another layer to Johnny's character by telling us that most of his childhood was spent living with a stepfather who didn't care about him, meaning that John Kreese and Cobra Kai were the only family Johnny had for years. Seeing how these were his influences, Johnny was far from ready to be a father. Also, we know that not being there for his family was Johnny's biggest mistake, one he tried to compensate for by being both a sensei and a father figure to Miguel. Finally, perhaps Johnny redeems himself. His heart may be in the right place, but the man still had a number of flaws. Johnny's relationship with Robbie had more bad than good moments throughout Cobra Kai's first 4 seasons. There were multiple occasions in which he had the chance to be there for Robbie, yet he somehow always messed it up, and it seemed like he was wasting his second chance. Besides his strained relationship with Robbie, the never-ending rivalry between Daniel and Johnny gave Kreese and later Terry Silver the chance to step up, and it badly affected all Cobra Kai students. Johnny and Daniel had many chances to make up and work together for the sake of their students, but it took 5 seasons for it to happen. Maybe they'll get it right in the next one, and that's how the story ends. And that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, The Focus, for more movie-related news, and until next time, we'll see you. Bye.